I don't want to throw shade at my doctor, but it's the mentality that the whole world has, that we don't need to worry about a problem till it is a problem, till it becomes a problem. Guys, so this is part 2 of our week 3 update. I'm going to move on to the next question. We did touch on this a little bit. I asked you, what changes have you seen in yourself, what's been difficult, and what changes have you started to implement. And you just about touched on the fact that now you're not even going to certain parts of the food aisles. Obviously, this has an actual... If everyone started acting like this, of going to stop going to our junk food aisles, then it could have an economic large-scale impact in the whole country and the world potentially if everyone was doing this. But I want to ask you, this device and service is supposed to be an individualized journey, but do you feel it only benefits you as an individual, or is there a bigger picture?
There is a bigger picture, of course. As you just said, that it will have an economic impact in the whole world. It is only because we don't know, that's why we do things. So if we had known, then we wouldn't buy these sugary drinks. If we had known, we wouldn't buy so much of carbs. We wouldn't cook so much of carbs.
If we could look inside our bodies and see what's going on.
Exactly. If I had known during my pregnancy that it would impact my children's whole genetic makeup of their insulin resistance from the very beginning, I would have not, I wouldn't have eaten so much from very early, and I wouldn't have given you guys any of all those carbs which I have given you. So I have changed the diets of my children now. Obviously, you have your own food where you live, but Arya, I've already cut down on his carbs, and I'm giving more vegetables, and he's liking it. It's the way you present the food to your kids, So yeah, that's it. It can have an impact, and it does have an impact, but only fact that we don't know.
Exactly. And the fact that we don't see the impact of it later down the line till it actually happens to us, till we get a diabetes or a high blood pressure or something like that. Most people in their young age, like myself, we don't know, we don't want to know. I'm going to talk about my side of the story, about how and what's been going through my mind. So a couple of years ago, I went to see my GP, and I was worried that do I have PCOS? And I was in medical school then. My dad had just been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I was petrified. I remember we were doing the topic of endocrinology, which is your diabetes and stuff as well. So I was freshly learning about it right then. So it was in my head. And I remember at that time, I cut out all my artificial sugars from my diet. I think one day I had a missed period or something like that, and I was panicked that, do I have PCOS? That is Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. It's very common in South Asian women, or women of color rather. It stems from insulin resistance, which is the same pathway as for diabetes, type 2 diabetes, especially high blood pressure, chronic kidney disease, and all these other problems. Insulin resistance, which is something that us as brown-skinned women and men, well, brown-skinned people as a whole, we are more prone to. Our bodies do not tolerate sugar. We have a lower sugar threshold as compared to Caucasians. I remember I went to see my doctor. My doctor asked me, have you missed your period? No, you don't have PCOS, go home. I don't want to throw shade at my doctor, but it's the mentality that the whole world has, that we don't need to worry about a problem till it is a problem, till it becomes a problem. There is very little in the way of prevention in the cumulative mindset of the world and the population, I remember thinking and worrying about it because there are so many girls that I knew from Calcutta, from Bengal, from India, who at my age, of different shapes and sizes, had similar diets to me, because obviously even after moving to this country, we continue to have a very similar diet to what's culturally the case for us. And my worry at that time, it was sort of, I just stopped thinking about it. I continued with my weight loss journey and all that stuff for aesthetic purposes, but not for health reasons. And now that I've had this device and this service, I've started to see, and I've been informed rather, that actually I am showing signs of insulin resistance at this age. It's a very baby stage. It's nothing to worry about yet. But if I carry on like this, I will end up getting, potentially, my fertility could be involved. Potentially, I could have diabetes at some point. Basically, the bricks have already been started to be laid in that process. And I would never have found this out unless I had done this, you know? And the thing is that I just recently did a Instagram live with lots of young girls in India about this. This whole journey that I've been on, I feel like having this voice as Miss England, having this reach, having so many girls who come to me now after yesterday, they've been reaching out to me, asking me so many questions about PCOS. It's opened up my mind. Again, it's brought all those thoughts to the forefront of my brain. I'm thinking about it, I'm talking about it. This is my Beauty with a Purpose project. You know, if you guys don't know, in when you qualify for Miss World as a country representative like Miss England, I represented England in Miss World, we all have a project that we have to do. And I remember I chose type 2 diabetes and I wanted to do prevention of diabetes, because prevention is better than cure. And my main objective, I felt, was health education. You know, and health education, I believed, is not just something doctors need to tell others. I didn't feel like I needed to do that just as a doctor. Now, right now, I'm a patient. You know, Graham is guiding me through it. I am his patient, essentially. I'm a client. But I'm telling my story. And that's the whole point, that we wanted to both talk about that. It's about starting that conversation, asking those questions, giving and spreading that knowledge. Whatever you know, tell it and spread it forward, pass it forward. So I feel this whole journey has reignited that fire in me to talk about it, to change people's lives. And obviously when you're helping others, when I've been trying to make diet recommendations to others, I've then become conscientious about, oh, what am I eating? Because humans, we do not like cognitive dissonance. We do not like to be saying one thing and doing something else. We don't like to be hypocrites. So telling others has made me become more aware of this.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry, that was quite a passionate video right there. But thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you liked it. And catch us on our week 4 update next week. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.